Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. We are going to be painting. Hopefully you guys can hear me to the best of the abilities here that I can possibly try. What we're planning today is an abstract, and then we're going to go a little bit more realistic with another painting. So it's going to be kind of crazy because I'm going to have to figure out where to put this painting to dry. But in the meantime, let's just have fun. Now, I do oil paintings as a medium. You could do this on acrylic, you could do this on watercolors, do it to the best of your abilities. And I'll give you step for step information on like what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and like what brushes I'm using. You may have to be a brush cleaner before, you know, much else, you know, we go forward. Some of the cool things I like to do whilst painting is using collapsible buckets from where are these? Where did I get this from? From the camping store. This is a pretty cool little thing. What I normally do is I like to throw in a little bit of the paper towel in there, and then that allows me to be able to clean the brushes. Just like wad up a couple of paper towels, throw them in there. For colors, it's going to be kind of limited. Kind of limited. Not too limited, but limited enough. We're going to be using a lot of Prussian blue, alizarin crimson. We're going to be using cadmium red, cadmium yellow to make an orange color. We will be using cadmium yellow and bright red and white. And maybe some black, depending. But regardless of which, it's going to be a really cool abstract. Like, what I hope to gain here is that I give the brain enough indication of things that are happening that it looks abstract, but then your brain fills in the rest of the details, if that makes sense. So that's the plan. You can follow along with me. Right here I have a double primed canvas with gesso, as in like any wall that you paint, you would put primer on first. So that's exactly what we did. Took gesso, primed it, let it dry, primed it again, let it dry. I put the second coat on this morning, and then whilst we were playing for 3 hours, just let it dry, and here we are. Also, odorless paint thinner is a bonus. We will be using 2-inch brush to cover a majority of the basic coloring. And then we will be using, I would suggest if you get into oil painting, get a lot of feather brushes, fan brushes, because we will be going through a lot of those. And, of course, painter's knife. I could tell why they decided to paint over the metal, because I just like caught the light on this one. So yeah, these are the tools that we're going to be using today. I know it seems like a very limited amount, but at the same time, it's going to be very highly effective. And of course, have your what's this thing called? Palette. Your palette. Your palette ready to go. The first color we're going to use today is going to be Prussian blue, and then we're going to put on the alizarin crimson. That's going to be the daddy of this painting here. And if you want like a heads up on like all the materials, the paints that I'm using today, you can always check out the Discord. It has tons of information in the art tab. Gosh, this is that one tube. There we go. And in there, I explain what I'm doing, what materials, all that stuff. Oh, there's the link right there. There we go. Thanks, King. Oh, thanks, Mads. I just noticed that you were the one that populated that. Freaking awesome. Yeah, but there is an art section. I would love to see your art, as well as there's past videos that I've posted on YouTube, so you can always paint along with me. The goal here is to do 12 paintings for the whole year and then auction the paintings off. and donate the cash to an orphanage here locally in Fresno. So that is the idea. All right. So what we're gonna do is I'm already just gonna go ahead and take some of the. So we got alizarin crimson, Prussian blue, cadmium red, cadmium yellow. We're gonna mix and make a orange color over here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just grab that. Cadmium yellow, cadmium red. Actually, let's go ahead and just get this business in. Prime our canvas for success, and that is with using what's called liquid or magic white, depending on who you're watching and what they're doing and what terminology they decided to use for the day. Personally, it's just titanium white with a little bit of with a lot more linseed oil. That's the name of the game. And that what it does is it allows us to be able to paint quickly, as well as spread the color as effectively as possible. So for that, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get this. I got like a jar of paint. Oh my gosh! Either it's the paint dried it up. No, there we go. 2-inch brush. Just get it right in there. Oh, come on! I believe in you. I believe in you, and I believe in a thing called love. And we're just gonna grab this white. And what you just want to do is you want to just go ahead and just coat on top of your canvas here. What we're doing, it looks like white on white. There's definitely a difference of white. Liquid white, as opposed to gesso white, is a very different color of white. And like I said, this is what's going to set up our life for success here. You don't want it too wet, you don't want it too dry, you just kind of want it nice and in between. Don't be afraid of the canvas, let the canvas be afraid of you. And the brush that you wield. Magic. Yeah, they call it like magic white. You can even purchase magic white or liquid white, whatever the product color is. However, I would just suggest getting titanium white and just pouring a whole bunch of linseed oil into it until it's a nice thin consistency. And then you can just do with however much or however little you wish to put in there. Hold on. Too wet, not a good thing. You'll start turning into a mudslinger. Too dry, and you won't be going very far. So it's a nice even coat. And I can tell that's a nice even coat, so there we go. Hobby Lobby has my wallet in a chokehold. I would say Marshall's. Marshall's? Michael's. Marshall's is the clothes store. Michael's is the arts and crafts store. I have to remember the two differences, because I suck at remembering those things. But no, I understand what you mean there, Mads. On the freaking reel. Actually, I'm gonna open the window just a little bit more, because ooh, those fumes. I know it's not like fumes, but it's like you could tell, like you're getting into chemical territory. Okay, everyone. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go and get 2-inch brush, typical painter's brush from your typical wherever you get 2-inch brushes from. Make sure it's not angled, and if it is angled, lop it off, give it a nice little hairdo. And we're just going to get right into alizarin crimson here, pull that sucker through. And we're just going to go right into here. That's what we're going to do. And when you do mix with liquid white, you do bring a little bit of the white into the into your alizarin crimson here, but that's okay. That's fine. We're not too worried about this. It does kind of pinken it a little bit, but what we want is like a nice dark red to kind of resonate through here, which is kind of weird, seeing as how we, you know, put white up, so it's like everything's going to be a hue of white, but the more we put in the alizarin crimson, the more hopefully we get our life together. Yeah. Let's get more of that alizarin crimson. Just smash it in here. All right. Now, what we're going to do is get into the Prussian blue. Pull that sucker out. You may get a little bit purple, but we're fine. Life will be fine. Pull that out. Tap, tap, tap. And let's just get into it. Trying to not hit too much of the alizarin crimson here. I want to keep the blue. I mean, there's the red in here as it is, but what I really want to achieve is about as pure of a blue without having the colors too involved. If that makes any sense. We're just gonna exit. We're just gonna do some X's along here. I guess it's gonna be okay if like some of the blue gets involved. It's not my big thing. And I would love to hear where you all think this is gonna go. So, hold on, let me see if I can just... Oh, that is the limit of the mic. Okay. So here we're just gonna pull down. See, this is why I wanted you to like act appropriately, because now you're gonna be a douche. Because all I wanted to do was this. Just grabbing more of the Prussian blue. Just grabbing more of the Prussian blue. I need to work on where the microphone is. Okay, so right now what I want to do is I want to kind of blend this all together, but I want to do it with like a kind of a purplish color, so I'm going to put just a tiniest bit of Prussian blue off to the side here, and a little bit more red than blue. We're just going to spread this out, a little bit more than blue, red and blue, blue and red, whatever colors to your heart's desire here. Because the more you press with the knife here, the more it's going to mix together. You can kind of figure out from a good judgment where we're going to be in life. We can start to see that it's turning into a purplish color, which is where we want to be. Same brush as before. Tap into that purple there, and what we're going to do is just kind of X mark it. More. And again, there's white here, so it's going to transfer over into this purple here and kind of not screw it up, but it will lighten it in some way. And it just works into the painting here. Prussian blue is a really strong blue in comparison. I would say in comparison to phthalo blue, one of my favorite colors. Freaking Prussian blue is probably one of the strongest of the two. Grab some more of that purple, bring it on down in here. Because I want like kind of like a soft barrier between the red, the purple, and the blue. Just touch the canvas, that's about great. That's about right. With a clean 2-inch brush, whilst that one is soaking, thinking about his life decisions, we'll just, again, just blend all the colors here, so that way it's seamless. As such. And for this section, we'll pull down. Two airs and some hair on this one. And then we'll just go back to blending, 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 blending. The old beating the brush out. Grab some more of that alizarin crimson, load that thing up, and pop it in here once more. I really want this to be as red as humanly possible. Okay, if a little bit of the blue goes into the pink, pink goes into the blue. At this point, it is with a tease. Groovy. And now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into the orange. You just pull out with your fan brush. What we're just gonna do is we're just gonna like, kind of like clouds from previous paints that we've done, but like we're gonna start from a single source point here, a light source, and then we're gonna dance it out as if like light is coming from that area. We're also going to do the same down here to kind of mimic and mirror it, if you will. So we're just going to pull some of that orange out. We're just going to designate our light source. We're going to say right there. And just move it, dance it around. and get it in there and go the direction that you wish. But if you go out, don't go back in, because now you've got all this blue on the tips of your fan brush, right? Not much you can do there. So what you hope happens is you'll get to a place where you're bouncing between at least 1 or 3 fan brushes. It has served me well. So just go back to the orange there, grab some more, start from the same spot, and dance it out of here. You can go as high or as low as you wish. Just gonna grab another one. Start with another one. And go out this way. Grab another. I have a lot of fan brushes. I'm just starting to kind of notice that in my life. Sometimes you could just even just dance it into the reds and not pick up a whole lot of the purple. If that's so the case, go ahead and get back into the orange. You didn't touch any blue, and that's fine. Sometimes you don't need to go all the way out. Sometimes you could just stay in the same alizarin crimson area. I'm always going back to the same center point and working my way out. Okay? And again, if I don't go too far out, that's fine. And then when I make that choice to go out, then I do. Cleaned and dabbed. Cleaned and dabbed. Get the next one in. This is going to be reflective, so I'm just going to go ahead and just throw this thing down there. And get that orange in there. Tell you what, Mads, having the strainer inside the solution is a freaking godsend. I hope y'all can see the bottom half here, that it's get that orange down there, grab some more. Let's dab this one out, and dab that one. Doesn't necessarily have to be 100% reflective, but what I do want is to be able to say, this is happening up here, and it's also happening down here. We're almost out of our orange, which tells me that we have to either start making some more adult choices in life, or do some more. Waka waka. Okay. Let's go ahead and get that orange in there. Now, hold on. I just saw a text. I just really want to make sure. Yeah, we're good. Okay, cool. Awesome. So now, we're going to work on the reds, the bright reds, and the bright yellows in here. Just like that. Let me grab some more of this paper towel here. Again, this is supposed to be abstract, but abstract enough that you get what's going on here. So I hope that translates. Alright, so what we're going to do is this fan brush, get into that bright red, or cadmium red, not bright red, but cadmium red. What we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and just get it into the in-between of this bright orange that we made, and dance it in there. For down here, I like the mixing of it. I like the pickup mix that's happening. And what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of like floofing around like a fan brush. Big, what's going on, my dude? Welcome. And if I want to pick up more, then I do so with the fan brush, and then just kind of dab it, of course, through and through and through and through and through. It's totally up to you, the flavor that you wish to get in there. But this is like very wistfully. Okay? So I hope that you have fun with that. With the wistfulness of this particular painting. The play of warms, cools, all that in between. Okay. Let that brush rest. It's always so nice to have a smock on. So I'm just adding the cadmium red all up in here, into this part of the painting here. And I'm just going to tap it into the distance here. And bring in the little bits. Kind of let it be a blender, if you will, in and out. Grab some more of the cadmium red. Now I have a new fan brush here because I'm gonna keep on keeping on in this direction. I'm gonna probably put in some more cadmium red here that has picked up the alizarin crimson, and then decide to go out and do this shenanigans here. And of course, bring it back in, let it be the mixer that it wants to be. Grab another fan brush. Before I go out into the blue, I want to put in as much of that cadmium red, let that dance in there as much as possible. I go out just like a little bit, bring it back in. Go out a little bit more, go back on in. And just kind of dance that out, you know? Get crazy about it, keep twisting the brush and pounding the canvas at the same time. So that way you get those random inconsistencies. And of course, before we go out, we do enough of the work before going out there and I have to throw away the brush that we have laid in as much groundwork as we need possible. Because then I have to do the almighty cleaning of the brushes. Give me one last good brush of the cadmium red. Start in from the center, and then dance my way out of here. Bring it back in. Dance my way out of here. Bring it back in. Boom. And I'm creating almost like textures in between all this. I have come to that spot where I need to clean my brushes. By the way, as I'm talking, pretty much doing the same thing. I'm just making sure that cadmium red gets in between these spots here. I think I only have 2 more spots to go. But regardless, that's what I'm up to while I talk about this. Yeah, freaking going in and doing 10 hours to turn around and have to, not have to, but it doesn't, it's not fun to have to come in and stare at TV screens more. That's why I'm kind of surprised. I'm like saying like, oh, you know what? We're going to come in and we're going to do a marathon here where I'm talking to you, I'm watching a video game, I'm playing a video game, watching a movie. But then like I was like, no, you know what? We could do a break where I do like a painting and chat, and I want to see what your guys' paintings turn out as. Like, it's a whole thing. So I figured, why not? You know what I'm saying? But as I said, I'm just bringing out a little bit of the blue, mixing it in with the cadmium red that I've laid in here. And this is supposed to be reflective, but it's not necessarily reflective. It is somewhere in between. This makes sense, whereas this is going to be the detail. So I know we just laid in all that color. What we're going to do is just 2 hairs and some air, which means I'm just going to go up to the canvas and just barely touch the canvas and pull down. And what I'm going to pull down is from here down, okay? So with that being said, just a little bit. If you need to just like practice by going up to the canvas like this and watching from an angle, you can do that too. Hold down, bring it across, bring it back over. Excuse me, microphone. I'm just like brushing off the excess here from the brush onto my smock. And love it. Okay. And then 2 layers of some hair, but again, I'm just going across. And across. And across. Across. And across. Bring it back over. Across. Across. As such. Cleaning up the edge just a little bit here on the sides. It's like straggly colors coming in. Okay. All right. So what I want to do now is grab a new brush. What we're going to do is we're going to do the same, almost the same tune, but we're going to layer in now the cadmium yellow. What we're not going to do is we're not going to go too far out. We're just going to stay in a very general area and just get the yellow to sit on top. Like that. In fact, a thought just came across. Hold on. Because just realized I made the cardinal sin of oil painting. If you know, you know. If you don't, I shall explain. Thick on thin, thin on thick. So cadmium red and cadmium yellow are pretty much the same thickness. So I'm just going to start turning into a mudslinger at this point. But if I add in the slightest bit of liquid white, then I can thin out the yellow and brighten it at the same time, which is a goal of mine. This is also known as my sunshine yellow, and it's a lot of fun to do for a lot of seaside paintings I do from time to time. But now that the paint is settled down into a more thin, applicable paint, I should be able to get that on there, and it'll be like, "Hi, I'm yellow. You've been needing me." And I'd be like, "Oh my god, about time." There we are. See? Now we can actually distinct the yellow on top. Grab some more of the yellow. Smash it in there. I'm smocking my paint right now. It's like one of the worst things that I could possibly do for myself. But for the reflection down here, what I kind of want to do is I just kind of want to take like the fan brush and just dash it in here, smudge it in as a coloration that's available there. Alright, we're done with that one. Grab another fan brush. Fan brush for days on this one. That's where we're at in life. And again, smash it in. And then come down here. And let that just effectively bring out that yellow in there. All right, we're gonna bring in the big tube. All right, cadmium yellow, titanium white. Let's grab a little bit of that yellow, grab a little bit of the white. The white is like one of the thickest colors we got going for ourselves. The reason why, once again, thick on thin, thin on thick. And that is why we do the evil that we do. I'm just gonna smash that in. Grab some more. And then just bring it into this. There we go. All right. Let me see if I can palette knife this effect that I really want in here. Because it is a really pretty yellow. Smashing, when you mix colors, make sure you smash your colors as you press it into your palette here. Otherwise, you're just kind of moving paint. And again, if it isn't quite light enough, add some more white. That's why we're right there in its ballpark, you know? The more you smash, the more you're kind of pressing the colors to combine with one another. And smearing it and all that good stuff. And then that's a ballpark. There we go. Like icing. Just applying icing to the sky and the reflection down below. We're gonna grab Big Bertha here, and we're just gonna tap and get this color and for this one here, for this particular side, I like it, but I don't want it to be cakey, so we're just gonna tap. Be rough with it. It's okay. And then pull down. to remember when I touch the canvas, I'm also picking up a lot of color. Brush it across. Alright. Where to go to next? Just a little bit of just pure white there. And just a little bit of pure white right there. And I'm kind of seeing something happening here that I feel like needs to be a thing. So we're just gonna brighten this out. Tap. Brush out. Give it like that one spot. I'm using one of the 1-inch brushes because my 2-inch brushes are resting. Boom. And now, didn't know where this was going. We're just gonna lay in a nice waterline here. Grab some titanium white. And we're just gonna dance this across. As you keep like knifing, what you don't want to do is go back to your white here. What you want to do is just, again, pull it out, pull it across, get that roll of paint there, come up here. You can do it on this side, you can do it on whatever strikes your dandy here. And just create a beautiful waterline. You just dance it across. The canvas will take what you want. And we just keep on going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Let the white kind of catch, but then like, there we go. What I'm doing here is I'm cleaning off the palette knife. And now, take this, roll it up, clean it off real good. Clean it real good. Throw it in there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of brush, well, knife across and just clean up the marks across. this thing, you can like almost feel like you're cutting across the canvas here. There's some colors that like, I don't know how that happened, but that is not a thing. So we gotta just get it out. And you can do that with a palette knife. You can do a lot of things with a palette knife, such as like scraping up. You can blend with it. Just what I'm trying to do here is give indications that water movement is happening with all the white pieces that we've allowed the canvas to take. Because again, the ink on here was thin, and as we put a thick white on top, then it'll take the thick, leave what's there, and then when we clean off the knife, we can go back in and either spread or leave the white indications of water movement happening on our canvas here. It really turns into a, what is it up to you? It's up to you at this point. Yeah. So that is, hold on. Let me grab the blendy brush. I'm feeling like there's a blendy brush moment happening. I'm feeling it. I'm seeing it. Hold on now. 2 layers of hair. Let's get around this shenanigans, mayhem, and tomfoolery. Just going around a circular motion around the outside, like wherever the little wispy parts are. I'm just going around in circles. Big C's, but like a lot smaller. And I'm following where the reds and the pinks and the everything else in between is happening. I'm just kind of staying in the blues, but not afraid of mixing what reds and oranges are going to be involved. Gonna help out the blue here so that way it doesn't look too looks like clearly a paintbrush painted that. So Cannon, what is up, my dude? Welcome. Ta-da! Painting number 1 complete. What do you guys think? Just realized some of this needs some help here. There we go. Ta-da! Thanks! I appreciate it. It's an abstract of the sunset out in the water. This is great, the type of view you'd love whilst looking off the side of a fishing boat? Yeah, no, yeah, I totally feel that. Yeah. Like the end of a really great day. Like the end of like a really good, solid evening. For sure. Maybe with like a nice brewski along with you. Mm-hmm. Yes, I definitely see that. We all ready for... Oh, man, thank you. I appreciate that, love. It is beautiful, like a beautiful butterfly. Yes. Thank you. Appreciate that. So I'm representing this as April's painting.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this Just Paint along with me, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification for more videos like this. I'd love to see your paintings just as well. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and don't pollute.